Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and this is Sampdoria. Yes, Saving Sampdoria, season number 2, episode number 4. Oh yes. Rojas, I can't believe he's injured. That's really guttering. I actually think he's going to be a phenomenal player, and I mean a phenomenal player. He's going to slot in the team so well, but he's been taken away from me already. Just go back and have a quick look. Where did Big Stevie C go? Stevie Colker, oh my days, that transfer shocked me. If you do know where he went, just post it in the comments below. That'd be quite cool to see if you've got a sharp eye. So we're having a look through the actual shortlist we've constructed. Danny Taylor is a free agent. Now he's showing great potential. He's 17 years old, 62 rated. He's only worth 650,000, which is pretty negate. But the lad is, I think he's 6'1" tall. And he's English, he's a CM, 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. Why do I get excited about the skill moves? We all know I have no freaking techers, so it's not really going to help me or benefit me in any way. But he's a young lad, and I feel that, getting someone in who's got showing good potential is going to be worthy to us and worthwhile bringing him in, especially when he's so young, and hopefully get some opportunities and we can build him up, etc. Left back wise, I'm going to be taking a punt on Luke Garbutt. I was recommended Luke Garbutt, and obviously after the whole scenario with Butner, I think we escaped a bullet when it comes to Butner. So I'm quite happy. If he doesn't want to come and play for us, that's fine. That's fair dues. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk at the end of the day. So we're going to be having a look at Garbutt. Also, I am considering bringing in an additional striker. Yes, I know. You're probably thinking, come on, you need to strengthen elsewhere. Well, I feel we've got plenty of strength in the centre of the park, especially if Danny Taylor signs. We've got plenty of strength in midfield. Back four-wise, we've got Joe Riley on loan. Now, hopefully he's going to grow and we'll buy him at the end of the season. So I'm happy with Joe Riley. We do have, obviously, Dil Silvestri at this moment in time until he goes back. Hopefully he'll stay for the whole season. On top of that, we have plenty of centre-backs. A couple of centre-backs can play right back and left back, but I want to get, Garbutt in to give us a little bit more depth, which would be really fantastic. And if we can get him at a cheap price, I think that would be a really good deal as well. So that will leave space to actually make some changes up front. As you know, I'm not really impressed with Egasali. I feel he's too lightweight. He doesn't get on the ball enough. He's just, for me personally, I know a lot of people say that he's a fantastic player and he'll work out, give him time. I just haven't got the patience to give him time. We've got a fantastic squad. It's going to be hard enough for anybody to break up Icardi and Castanos, because for me, these two strikers are fantastic. They've just got this sixth sense when they gel together. It's fantastic. It's going to take time. I don't think we'll see the best from Castanos nor Icardi until next season. I think this season we're going to see them grow and start to flourish, but next season I think we're going to see the absolute best for them as we're playing proper old school football, knocking the ball around. Son's come in, playing some nice football, knock it into Polly into Wanyama, and it's 1-0. Said done. Oh my days, beautiful football. Sampdoria played glorious, elegant football. Absolutely beautiful. Really did like that move. I've got to say, Son has come in. He can play right midfield, which gives us another outlet, which means I'm not having to use the likes of Marcelo too much, who we know has become slightly injury prone, but we have worked with him in the summer on his fitness, so hopefully he won't be as injury prone. Look at Son there, going for a finesse shot in the top corner. He sort of chips finesses it. There's something about him. His skill moves are fantastic, even though I lack techers. Look at Castanos picking the ball up. He's just brilliant. Knocking it into Marcelo, changing our gameplay up, using the wings, digs out the cross, but frustrated. Castanos, 6'1", 6'2", doesn't want to get in there and mess his hair up, which is a bit annoying. So we might have to look in the summer, I should say in the winter, or perhaps next season for a proper target man. But to do that, we need a target man who can take long shots, who's mobile, got a little bit of pace, which is quite an ask. And I thought Castanos is the guy, but don't get me wrong, Castanos for me is the guy. He is the guy. He is just epic, absolutely epic. And I really do love and adore playing with him. He's fantastic. As my defending is awful. Look at that defending. What are my boys doing? They tried to pre-read the Ruddy. The Ruddy was going to cut in and take the shot earlier. We tried to pre-read it. It went completely and utterly wrong. And they made it 1-1, which is frustrating. So I made a tactical decision to bring Son off because Son, as you may not know, when we've done the contract negotiations with Son, he informed us, and obviously the club that we bought him from, Hamburg, informed us that he'd come back from a hamstring injury. So he wasn't 100% fit when we signed him. So I had to take that in consideration. He nearly lasted 60 minutes, so I'm really hopeful that he's going to be fantastic. Potty picking up the ball, plays it through to Marcelo. Marcelo with his right foot. Whoa, my days. 2-1, 60th minute. Come on, boys. Turning the style on when we need to. Plays silky football. Posy, I've got to say, is not the same player since he's come back from his injury, which is a little bit worrying. I'm not really happy with that, but what can you do? Ball comes in. God damn it. Poor defending by the boys yet again. 69th minute. 2-2, and unfortunately that is the way it finished. And yes, a few of you are going to pick up on the fact that the stadium was empty again. I am talking to the board about season ticket prices and actual match day ticket prices, but they're just not budging at the moment. They obviously want to get more money, and it's something we're going to have to discuss further. But what can you do? As you can see, Everton came back. David Moyes came back. He's going to play hardball. He wants 400k. Well, I'm going to play harder ball and say, no, come on, give him 375 grand. That'd be fantastic. He's got 11 months left on his contract. If you were that desperate to keep hold of him, you would seriously have him on a new deal. So, Magnus Wolf Ekram. I hope I pronounced that right. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants 7.5 million. I was a little bit concerned about that. I had a good conversation with Ollie, and he says he's a really good player, which do you know what? I trust Ollie 100%, but, 7.5 million is a little bit out of our budget and price range, so we might have to consider that perhaps next season, or perhaps in the winter. Anyway, Posy, Southampton, if you give me 2.85 million, we can do some business. Oh, yes, my son. Also, Carlos Eduardo, where did he go? Can anyone tell me where he went? I'll be interested to know in the comments below. We come against LA Galaxy in this season. I'm not worried about the J Paint Trophy. I'm really not bothered about it by any stretch of the imagination. Perhaps if we get to the last stages, perhaps if we get to the semi-final, perhaps I will be then. But until then, I'm not really worried about it too much. So I'm happy we got a 2-0 win. But we'll worry about it when it comes to the big games and later on in the actual season. As you can see, Moisey wants 400k. Okay, you want 400k? I will give you £400,000. Hopefully that'll be enough to secure his signature. And we've got ourselves a decent young player. 20 years old, rating 64. Not the highest rating, but I'm sure he will grow. Southampton have come back to us and they've accepted £2.85 million for Posy. Sad to see the lad go, but at the end of the day, these things happen. So, Danny Taylor, we've got the opportunity to give him a contract. Hopefully we'll get this right. First time of asking, 4-year deal, 1,500 quid is not too bad. As I say, he'll add really good depth to the squad. I personally feel, anyway, he'll add good depth to the squad. As you can see, we're going to play Werder Bremen. And this is going to be an interesting game. They play 4-3-3, which I hate playing against 4-3-3. It's like my nemesis. It really is. For some reason, 4-3-3 is just so powerful against a 3-5-2. And sometimes against 4-1-2-1-2. Or I'm just pretty inept to playing against it. League table, 2 wins, 2 draws. Not really that good, to say the least. And this game really wasn't that good, unfortunately. I don't know what it was, but I struggled. Absolutely struggled. Pedro doing me some great work there. Playing in that CDM role, he just dropped deep, covered the centre-back's arse, saved the day, set up the counter-attack break with Luke Castanos, knocking it out to Dennis, the menace, who cuts inside. Nothing on, because there's so many green shirts. It's unbelievable how well they defended. And Vilvahena, I don't know what he was doing. He had a great opportunity. He could just... he's scared to use his right foot, but he's got like a 5-star weak foot. It was ridiculous, and it was really, really quite depressing. It was a really poor first 25 minutes of the game. But Dennis the Menace, again, playing in that... I think we're playing the 4-2-3-1. Picking the ball into Castanos, who's up front. He breaks into the box. Nice little skill move. Pulls it back. Left foot. Yes, my son. 1-0. 26 minutes. Playing better. Well, I'm only going to say we played better for like a fraction of the game. That was it. It was just a horrible, horrible, horrible game. I have no idea why. But as you can see, Werder Bremen are not struggling to fill their stadium. Theirs is absolutely jam-packed. Unbelievably jam-packed. It's just mental to see that many supporters. They decided to swing a lot of crosses in. We tried to hit them on the counter-attack, but they are very, very good at the back. We picked a few holes for them. Polly in the last minute. Great save. Castanos picks the ball up and he was just unlucky. He couldn't get the ball on the floor just to have the final shot. The referee blew the full-time whistle and I will take the 3 points. It wasn't pretty football. It wasn't a pretty game. But that is part and parcel of football life. You can't always have the greatness, the glory and the brilliance. you sometimes just have to settle with 3 points. That's a sign of a championship side. Do you think we can win the title? Or do you think we'll just get automatic promotion? Or do you think it will just be the playoffs? So, Luke Garbutt is going to get a contract. 4 years, $4 grand. And we're going to give him squad rotation because he's a future first team. He's only got 11 months left on his contract, so we'll have to see how things go. From the Posse deal, we got 2.4 million quid, which I'm pretty happy with. And we're going to go into the actual transfer window deadline day to see what happens. Now, there's a few things that could go on. I've still got it in the back of my mind that I want to look at a striker. Striker-wise, I've still got it in the back of my mind. Naki Wells and Bakrov. I think I'm going to get his name completely fucking wrong. I do apologise. But as you can see, Garbutt is now signed for the club, and Danny Taylor has just signed for the club as well, which is 2 good signings in my personal opinion. So it's Bakrov, Nicholas Bakrov, showing great potential. He has ridiculous acceleration, sprint speed, agility, balance. He looks unbelievable. And out of the 2 players, himself and Naki Wells, he has age on his side, so he's a little bit younger than Naki Wells. He's got more strength than Naki Wells, which for me is the defining reason why I'm going to put a bid in for him. And I'm going to use Edgar Sali as a swap deal, plus 100 grand, which I think is a fantastic opportunity for his club to bring in a good player. The strength is the one thing that killed Sali for me personally. As you can see, they like the idea of the offer. We're going to offer him a 4-year deal at $7,000 per week as an important first-team player because, again, he has 11 months on his contract. So we're getting him when he's out of contract. Our prayers have been answered. I think that's a huge signing. I think that is an absolutely monumental signing. That gives us a ridiculous strike force, and I mean ridiculous. Now we've got Icardi and Castanos, who can play as a partnership. We've now just picked up Bakrov. He can play up top with either of those, or even Maxi Clayton. So I'm pretty happy with that transfer window. I think that is absolutely spot on. I'm dead chuffed with the players we have bought in. I think we've got a good-looking squad now. We've got a centre-back we've bought in. We've got a couple of full-backs. We've got some really good depth. I think we've got a real opportunity to capitalise on this league and really go for it. Full throttle, absolutely hammer and tong, and see if we can do the business. We lose out in the Capital One Cup to Manchester City, but we took them to extra time. And you have to remember, they're Superliga Premier. We're not. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys, and I will catch you later.